So I found a Reddit thread with unwritten EA rules and I'm gonna go over them with you. If you read something in email, no you didn't. That's what I was gonna say, not just for email, but in general. Discretion is key. I know things will go to the grave. Yes. Also, even general gossip can bite you in the ass, so proceed with caution. True. The one that orders lunch also gets lunch. Same with coffee. True. If you're not in my time zone but wanting to schedule, use both time zones. 100% true. Always use the time zone. Also, this one below, very helpful. Screenshot that. It's okay to play the boss needs it card occasionally to get priority on something, but don't abuse it. I'm also not above playing the dumb secretary when needed to get my boss out of a jam. Boss doesn't want to take a meeting that he said he was gonna take? No problem. I must have missed putting it on the calendar. Sorry, party. Let's reschedule. And this one basically says that if you continue to use the boss card, it could bite you in the ass because when you actually have an emergency, people aren't actually going to think it's an emergency. You're on the show, and if the person you're supporting doesn't agree with that, then you shouldn't be supporting them. If you want to have a good assistant, you have to be a good boss. True. Oh my god, this one right here. Watch out for jealous coworkers who are envious of your closeness with your boss. They will stab you in the back and blame you for things that aren't your fault. I lived that nightmare until she resigned. I think she had a thing for my former employer. Dude, I have had older women sabotage me when I was newer in the position. Like, watch out for the coworkers. Watch out. See nothing, know nothing, and hear nothing. I don't mind doing a personal business as long as it's only once in a while. A dentist appointment here, grab a package from their porch while traveling there, but I don't get paid to be a personal assistant outside of work. 100%. Never betray the manager you support. If you lose that trust, you can pretty much say goodbye to your job. Keep your mouth shut. I am privy to so much confidential information, and the hardest part of my job is keeping my big mouth shut. I feel this. Some drama. It's like you just want to tell someone, but you can't. You gotta lock it up. That and telling people no, I'm better at it, but at first I was scheduling every meeting that people requested. I'm much pickier now, and my exec's calendar is so much more open for him to actually get stuff done. You have to learn to say no. And I'm a recovering people pleaser, so I get you. In my first EA role, we were secretaries back then. A wise mentor told me the first 6 letters of secretary spell secret. I never forgot that. I either heard or read that it means keeper of secrets. See all and say nothing. You may be in the meetings with all the board members and stakeholders, but you are not one of them. Have boundaries with coworkers. Trust no one, but always be trustworthy. Anything you can say potentially be used or skewed against you, especially when it comes to frustration bubbling over. This is why I always say get things in a paper trail. Your personal life out of your work life. 100%. This one, absolutely always check with the other executive assistants for their executives' availability, and don't copy their executives on frivolous emails that clog up their inboxes unless specifically asked. Keep the executive out of it. Always go to the executive assistant first. Colleagues are not my friends, not ever, and I do not socialize with anyone in my org besides my boss. Full stop. When I want to accidentally say something I shouldn't about something I know too much about in a social situation, I do not want to hear anything from my colleagues either. However, this person said I do use my AAs to fish for what's being said around the office about work, but that's just being proactive about assessing the organizational culture. That's strategic in my mind. When discussing potential meeting dates with others, never say, how about Monday? Because which Monday are you talking about? For that matter, what month are you talking about? Just say the date. Say the date, the time zone. Put as much information in there as possible so there's no disconnect, okay? These ones are just cracking me up. I don't know shit, don't see shit, don't hear shit, don't say shit. I would not do these other things. Pick up kids, drop off kids. No.